Okay. Yeah. Good morning. Namaste, everyone. So I hope you all had a very good session yesterday and day before. And let's start today with another good topic, which is my favorite topic also. I've been trying to explore, harmony in myself, myself as an individual, right? So when we are talking about myself, so what am I basically? So have we been asking these questions to ourselves? What am I? Right? So I think we should start asking these questions to know more about myself. Okay, so myself as an individual. What am I? What are my thoughts? What is my body? How is it working? Who is doing what? So all these things we should start asking questions, right? So now let me ask you few questions. Okay, so just to give you some introduction or try to look into yourself on understanding what am I basically. Okay, so what I will do is I will ask these questions to myself and I will give you what my answer would be, and you check whether these are the same answers that you will also get. Okay, so now I will, if somebody is asking me questions, right? Like for example, if someone asks like, whose laptop is this? Like whatever that I'm using, whose laptop is this? I will say it is mine, right? Because I am using it, I bought it, I am using it, I'm talking to you, so it is mine. Okay, then now somebody asks like, whose shirt is this? The shirt that I'm wearing, blue color shirt that you are seeing, right? Whose shirt is this? I'll say it is mine. I'm using it. I'm wearing it. I bought it. You know, all that I will say it is mine. Okay, so in the same way, if someone asks me like, whose hand is this? Okay, then I will say it is mine. Okay, whose eyes are these? Okay, I'll say they are mine. Whose nose? Whose head is this? It is. I'll say it is mine. Right? Whose body is this? I'll say it is mine. Okay, so you understand the difference, right? I asked these questions. Whose is it? Okay, I talked about the shirt in the laptop. These are all objects, right? Some objects outside of my body, other than my body. I said they are all mine. The same way I said the shirt is mine because I'm using it. I said this hand is also mine. Okay, the head is mine. The body is mine. So then, if it is mine, who am I? Okay, these are all just the way I use my shirt, just the way I use my laptop. That is why I'm saying they are mine. So that is why I'm using my hand, so it is mine. I'm using my body, so it is mine. Then who am I? Right? So these questions, if you ask yourself, we will try to see the difference between myself and my body. Okay, so there is something called as self and there is my body. I'll say it is my body, right? So let's start seeing this body as a separate entity. So I am different and my body is different. Okay, there are few more questions I'll start asking you. Try to see if you can, relate this to yourself, right? Okay, I think I'm not able to see my video. Okay, anyway. Okay, so I hope you are all seeing my presentation. By the way, my name is Giridhar and my email address and phone number in case if you want to contact me anytime later, that's there. Okay, so let's ask these questions. Okay, so let's ask these physical things that we normally use in our daily life or, all the physical facilities that we use. Okay, so right, some of the physical facilities that you use them on a daily basis, right? List them down. Okay, make a list of all the things that you use on a daily basis. Like, when we get up from our bed. Okay, we go to bathroom, use our toothpaste, all these things that we use, even the clothes that we wear, the food that we eat, all of these are physical things. List them all. There'll be n number of, I'm sure, but then just try to make a list of them. And are you able to measure them? Can you measure them? Like they may have some weight, some height, some width, some numbers, some volume, density. All of this, they all can be measured, right? All the physical things can be measured, and we are able to see all that. And how long do we use them? Like for example, I said I'm using my shirt. I can't use it for long time, right? I change my dress. I change my laptop. I change. I can't be using all the physical things all the time, continuously. Not possible. Okay. And how many do we need them? How many of these physical things do we need them? Limited or unlimited? Okay. Are we able to see that? They're all mostly limited. Okay. And what are they doing to my body? Mostly for any physical things we have. I don't know if you have seen this in the last 2 days, but all the physical things, what do they do to my body? They can either protect, nurture, or rightly utilize my body. Other than these things, can they do anything else? Okay, nothing else, right? Are they giving me happiness? No. At the most, what they can do is, if I have a feeling, we've talked about prosperity, right? If I have the feeling that I have more physical facilities, I will be prosperous. But that happens in myself. But it is about physical things. But what I'm talking about is, what are these physical things doing to my body and to myself? Myself, there is nothing. I mean, it's other than the feeling, it is not giving me anything else. So where do I get these physical things from? All of these are some physical things that exist in nature. They're all there. We are just using them. We are manipulating, we are working on it, we are doing a lot of things. And so they are all coming from nature, right? So when we talk about these physical things, what are they for? I mean, who are they for? Either they are there for my body or for myself. We will say that they are all for my body, for protecting, nurturing, and rightly utilizing my body. Nothing more, right? So when we keep asking these questions, like if I ask you, um, who needs food, whether it is my body or it is myself, what would be your answer? Who needs food, my body or myself? Okay, you can type in the Q&A thing, who needs food, body or self? Okay, are you able to see my screen? Okay.
No. Yes, Bhaiya. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So who needs food? But I guess I'm not seeing any responses from the audience, or am I seeing it? Yes. So I just got a reply from Anonymous saying that body needs food. Okay. So who needs clothing? Body or self? So we'll say body. Who needs air, water? Body. Who needs respect? Body or self? When we say who needs respect, body or self, we say self. Okay, who needs happiness? Who needs affection? Okay, who needs knowledge? All of these questions, when we ask, we say it is self. So now when I ask these questions, we are actually able to see that either it is my body or it is myself who is needing all these things. We are able to clearly distinguish food, water, clothing, and all these are for my body, and trust, affection, happiness, knowledge, and all these are for myself. We are able to clearly distinguish, because they are two different entities and they are separate. Okay, so if we see this, we will be able to see clearly that they both are different and they are coexisting with each other. Okay, that is very important thing to observe. What about other non-physical things? You list out all non-physical things that we need. For example, respect, trust, affection, happiness, knowledge. Okay, all of these things are the needs of myself. So now can we ask, can we measure them? Can I ask like 1 kg of respect, 1000 kg of happiness? Not possible, right? So it's a feeling. It's there. Feeling is there or not there, right? So we can't really measure them. And how long do we need them? Happiness, when we ask, like, we don't want to be unhappy even for a second, which means that we want to have happiness for all the time, respect for all the time, right? Are we seeing that? And either they are limited, unlimited, or continuous. They are neither limited nor unlimited. They are continuous, right? Are we seeing that? What are they doing? What are they doing and giving to myself, right? So if it's a good feeling, like for example, respect, I become happy. By giving respect, I become happy. By by looking at other person's expression, I also become happy. It means that I am getting happiness by these feelings. Okay, if it's a negative feeling, for example, anger, is it good for myself? Are we comfortable within if I'm getting angry? No, right? Yeah, same way. We don't want to be in that feeling, and it's a bad feeling. So, and in fact, it even affects my body. See, whatever negative feelings that we have in ourselves also affects my body, and we can see that. Okay, sometimes we even get blood pressure. Some people even got heart attack when they are stressed in the self. And where do I get these from? These feelings. If you are trying to get them from outside, we are doomed. It cannot be sustainable. Oh, this I can get only from right understanding. Let's see what I mean by that. Okay, whose are those? Mostly all these non-physical needs are for myself and not for my body, right? Okay, so some more questions. We need to ask these questions, very important, and we need to understand, why self and body are coexisting. It's only the body that is different, but self is more or less the same. We can see that. Okay, let's ask, what is age? Is it for the body or for the self? Right? It is for the body. So we are born, we are yet engaged, middle age, elderly aged, all these things, right? So who is male or female? Self or the body? Okay, it is the body that is different. Who is thinking? Who is desiring? Self or the body? Okay, self does that. So who is deciding on what body does? Okay, body. So let's see a little more in detail of what it is all about. So I decide. So whatever that I do, it is my body is doing it, but I command my body to do certain things, and that's what actually health means. Which means that if my body is able to do whatever that I command it to do, whatever that it can do, if it is able to do, then I am healthy. If the body, see, I want to wake up early in the morning, 5 o'clock, I have some work to do, right? I put an alarm. I myself wants it to do, but then when the alarm rings up, my body is not comfortable. I'm not able to get up. The body is not able to get up. There is some problem in the body, but self is commanding it to do, but body is not able. Body is not cooperating. It means that my body is not in good health. Okay, so that's the important thing to understand about health, and it is my responsibility to take care of my body. Nobody else. I need to understand what my body is, what it needs, whether I'm looking for taste or nutrition. When I ask you what is important, taste or nutrition for health? Everyone wants health, right? Is there anyone who says I don't want to have health? And for health, what is needed, taste or nutrition? Obviously we say nutrition, but what are we doing when we go out? What are we looking at? This taste is really good. Okay, pav bhaji is really good here. Let's eat it. Are we looking at the nutrition there or taste? Every time we go out, what we are looking for, or what we eat at home itself, what are we talking about mostly? Taste or nutrition? Okay, this is something that is very important, because of lack of our understanding about what body actually needs, okay, nutrition, than taste. Of course, the taste is, I'm not saying taste is not important. You can always select nutrition as a priority and then taste obviously after that. Taste is also important. Taste is a information with our senses that comes to our body, and our self makes that decision whether it is good for health or not. Okay, that's what our senses should be used for. Let's see more in detail about that. Who gets pain? Okay, is it self or for the body? Okay, so to give you an example here, if we are, driving a car, for example. Okay, most of us driving buys a new car, right? Okay, if somebody hits your car and makes a dent, are we happy or unhappy? Okay, is it the car that is becoming unhappy or we, ourself, right? Ourself. Same way, we are driving our body. I am using my body as an instrument. If I want to lift my hands up, it is able to, I am able to. My body, I am commanding my hand to lift my body or my hand, and it is, I am able to do that. The same way, if body gets hurt, I am actually feeling the pain. The self is feeling the pain, not the body. Body is just getting damaged. That's all. Any physical thing, if you break it, it will break, but there is no pain in it, because I have my body has, I have my, as an individual, I have self and body. Since there is a self which is feeling the pain. So little more deeper question, who dies, body or self? Okay, so let's not go further into deep of that. Let's leave it aside for now. There'll be more questions obviously, but okay. So yeah, these are all these questions we should keep asking ourselves, because we are mostly what we are doing in our life, we are mostly concentrating on body. So we need to keep observing that what is more important. Okay, let's see in detail of what the needs of the body and needs of the self are. Okay, so as we have seen, self and body are coexisting with each other. Okay, we are able to see this, right? Okay, so needs of the body are physical facilities, like for example, food, water, air, etc. And the needs of the self are happiness, respect, trust, knowledge, etc. So we are able to see this. And in time, what are the the physical facilities for the body? They are temporary in nature. Okay, we don't use all the physical things all the time, right? Do we? No, right? Same way, but in time, the needs of the self are continuous in nature. We know we need happiness continuously, respect continuously, affection continuously. All these can we all see, right? But when we are living, where are we giving more importance? What are we giving more importance to? When the needs of the self are continuous in nature, most of the time and effort that we are doing in our daily life is for the body, earning more and more money. What does money give? Right? Physical facility, nothing more, doesn't give happiness, can it? Otherwise, all the rich people who have lots and lots of money would have been very happy there. But are they? Right? So that's why we should, look at more focus, give more. I'm not saying that we should not focus on the body at all. It should be given, but priority is to give focus on self, where the needs of it are continuous. Happiness is needed, respect is needed, and it's needed all the time. Right? So if you look at in quantity, this is again, limited. We don't need unlimited food, right? Okay, talking about unlimited thing, I will give you one small example here. Okay, we go to, I work in TCS, and every Friday, our canteen is very boring. So we get almost same food and, not very tasty. So we plan to go out to a restaurant and outside, where there was this unlimited buffet. Okay, so then we went there together and asked for, the bearer, the supplier came and he said, like, sir, this is unlimited buffet. You can have serve your own food. And he said, like, I got a doubt. So I asked him, like, can you show me your kitchen? He was hesitantly, he said, like, okay, let's go. He showed me this kitchen, and I asked him, where is unlimited food that you're talking about? Sir, this is how much only we cooked. Then why did you say that you will have unlimited buffet there? Right? Then he said he got kind of, this, kind of frustrated, and then said, sir, this is all we can give you at this time. Okay. So, I mean, the reason I'm telling you this is Earth itself is limited. How can they make unlimited food? Is unlimited food at all possible at all? What are these unlimited minutes? All these telecom companies that are giving us unlimited minutes. Is it possible? We have limited minutes in a day or unlimited minutes in a day or even in a month. 24 into 60 is limited minutes in a day. Into 30 is unlimited minutes in a month. How can they give unlimited minutes? We can't even use that many limited minutes itself. Which is not possible because it's all temporary, right? Whatever that we use with the body are all temporary. And how can they give unlimited quantity? Nothing physical is unlimited. Nothing physical is unlimited. Simple rule. Okay, so the needs of the self can be fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling. And so we will see, little more in detail of what this right understanding and right feeling. Right understanding is something that we get through this self-verification process that we have seen yesterday. Right? The one which is naturally acceptable to me, when I live according to it, leads to mutual happiness is my right understanding. And when I understand the feelings between myself and the other person, and if it is right, and if it is passes through this self-verification process, it's the right feeling. And whatever that are needed for the body are physiochemical things. Right? So the same way, if you look at the activities that we have in the body are eating, walking, the talking that I'm doing right now. So all the activities that happen within the body also, there are involuntary activities like digestion, blood circulation, heartbeat. All these things are happening in the body. And what are the activities in the self? The desires that we get, the thoughts, the expectations, selections, and a lot of things that happens in the self. And in time, all the activities in the body are temporary. I can't be eating all the time. I can't be walking all the time. Body gets tired. Any physical thing for that matter cannot do its activity continuously all the time. Okay, so in time, the self activities are continuous, right? We can see that all the activities that we have in self are continuous in nature. This is called the kalpanashilata, or the imagination that I have in myself. I am doing this whether we are aware of it or not, it is happening continuously. Okay, so in response, okay, the body also does recognizing and fulfilling, and in see, body also recognizes its behavior with other objects. Like for example, if I have to be injected, for example, okay, if the needle is sharp enough, it will go inside my body. Okay, so the needle or the body has recognized that it is sharp to go inside the body, so it's allowing the needle to go inside. So it has recognized and fulfilled the purpose of, like, getting injected. So, and if the needle is not sharp enough, it will break. So body has recognized that it is not sharp enough, so it has broken it. Right? So, and then coming to the self, knowing, assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling. There is a possibility of knowing, but then we are knowing the reality here, right? Understanding here. Okay, but we mostly depend on assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling. Okay, I'll give a lot more examples after this, little after this, but right now, let's take some questions. Okay, so because this is very, very, very important to start with. If we don't understand, if we understand this, let's go in a positive way. If we understand this, that myself and body are two different entities and they are coexisting with each other, that itself, and we see that the needs of the self and needs of the body are separate, and we need to focus more on the self, which are continuous and qualitative in nature. If we understand this, half of the workshop is done. Right? So it's very important to understand this. That's why self is a conscious unit, and we have to focus on our consciousness all the time. We have to be self-aware all the time. And the body is material, just a material. And the needs of the body are also material in nature, just the way body is. Body can also be measured, weighed, etc. Just the way self needs are non-physical, self is also non-physical. Okay, so let me take few questions, and because it's very important, and I will try to take as many questions as possible. Okay. Right. So good. Lot of answers here. Okay. So one question here. Okay, I don't think I got many questions. Sir, mind is part of the body of ourself. Good question. Okay. So we will have this answered in the next session after lunch or at 12 o'clock, just before lunch. Okay. So to give you an answer, mind is one part of the self. There are several other, just the way my body has several parts, right? I have a hand, I have a head. Okay. Our self also has many parts, and one of the parts that I have in myself is mind. Okay, so we will have this answered in the next question, very detailed. Hari Kumar Origanti will give a detailed answer about this. Right? Yes, but then again, yes, mind is part of the self, and brain is part of the body. Okay, so mind is actually interacting with the brain. Okay, so this is also very important to understand. Very good question, sir. Health requirement is nutrition. Very good. Yes, but are we seeing that in our real life when we are living with it? Are we just focusing on just the taste? Okay, how would we determine certain metabolism like hunger, which are signals from necessity of the body? Yes. Okay, so just as we said in our slide, body needs are physiochemical things. Okay, so there are chemical interactions that are happening, body, blood cells, and all these cells, physical material, flesh and muscles, veins, bones, all of this are there, including there are sense organs, right? We have 5 sense organs, right? So what is happening with these sense organs? We get certain information from outside. What do we do with these sense organs? Like taste, smell, hear, sight, touch, all of this that we get from outside. And it's an information that carries through our body to the brain, and brain to our mind, mind to self, the entire self. So what we do with that information is our self decision. Okay, so like for example, if you have taken this, I just asked you, right? What are we doing outside? When we say that nutrition is important for health, when we ask that question, one part of myself is saying that nutrition is important. But when I'm taking a decision, taste is important. Oh, this taste is good. Both are activities done by self only, right? But why is there this conflict? One part of the self is saying that nutrition is good, is correct. Another part of self is saying that taste is good, and your action is done by the other part, which is bad. Okay, if I had taken pav bhaji, since its taste is good, I've taken more and more of pav bhaji, my body will suffer or will it be healthy? Right? I don't know if pav bhaji is really good for health or not, but yeah, I'm just quoting one example. Maybe something, you can take any bad substance like, alcohol or something like that, right? It may be tasty, but is it good for health? Right? So that's something that we need to see. Yes. Okay, let me take few. Which faculty is more important for human? Which facility is most important for human body? I'm not sure if I quite understand this question, but every part is important, right? Every part of the body is doing certain activity for us. Okay, if you want to walk, legs are important. If you want to eat, the entire body for digestion is important. Our hands are important to take it. Our mouth is important, which is letting the body, the food to let inside. And the taste sense organ itself is important. Taste is important. It is carrying certain information. Right. So all of these body parts are important. Everything, including our brain. Right. Okay. Food is also needed continuously. Okay. So am I eating now? Are you eating now? Okay. So here, I think what you meant by continuously is that, as long as this body is there with me, and as long as I feel hungry. Okay, so we don't eat throughout the day, right? We eat when we feel hungry, that's all, for about 15-20 minutes at the most. That's not continuous. That's like, no, I eat now, I eat maybe during the lunchtime or dinner time, that's all. That's not continuous. That's discrete. Okay, yes. How to remove or cope up with continuous thought process? Yes, so yesterday we discussed about it. So this every thought that we get, let it pass through this self-verification process. Okay, the first step is verify with my natural acceptance, whether it is good for me or not, whether it is possibly good for others or not. Just verify whether it is universal or not. If you think that it passes through first step, live with it. The second step is to experiential living with it. And if I get mutual happiness with it, if I'm living with the other person like that, with that proposal, with that thought, with that expression of that thought or the feeling, if I become happy and the other person also is becoming happy, other person means which everyone around me basically. If everyone is becoming happy with it, it's a right proposal. And that way we can filter all our thoughts and desires. In fact, I had given you an assignment yesterday to make a list of, take two sheets of paper, make 4 columns. The first column list down all your desires, try to fill all the 2 pages. And the second column, you make it make them all do the self-verification process. And if you do this, almost 90% of your desires will just vanish. They were not needed at all. Because they are not giving you mutual happiness or mutual prosperity. And same way with the thoughts. Okay, the continuous thoughts that we get, they are making us depressed. They are making us unhappy. They are making us stressed. So many of them, just because they are conflicting with each other. So many conflicts that we have within our own thoughts, within our own desires. And that's why we are stressed. So if we are self-aware, if we do this self-verification process, we will continuously be aware of ourselves, and lot of desires and thoughts will just go away. And we can be much more at peace, which is very much possible. Very good question, Sir Rahul ji. Okay, please take this question, sir, because it's important in college. Yes, all these questions are important. First thing is I have to understand that, what my body's needs are, what my self needs are, and what is important for me. Okay, yes. Okay, I hope I answered. How physical facilities will not affect the happiness? Okay, good question. So like, for example, I will, give you, let's say, one good sweet. Okay. Whatever that you like say gulab jamun or rasgulla. Okay. I give you. Okay. So if I assume that with this eating gulab jamun, which is very tasty, I'll be very happy by eating it. Okay. So let's start eating this rasgulla because it's very tasty. I like it. I will be happy after eating it. So I'll take one. So I'll take, okay, it's very tasty. So I will take one more, first taste itself is very good. I already had, before eating one itself, I had very good impression on that because rasgulla is very tasty. So that's why I've taken one and it is obviously very tasty after eating one. So I'll take one more. Okay. So then, okay, taste continues for some time. Okay. I'll take third one. Okay. So slowly taste goes down, right? The taste goes down. Okay. Fourth one. Okay. It becomes tasteless. Okay. Now I cannot take more. And someone forces you to take one more. Okay, so anyway, my stomach is still can take one more, so I'll take fifth one. And what happens after that? We will become intolerable, right? We cannot take one more at all, otherwise we will vomit. Okay, so what happened to our happiness with physical facility there? Any physical thing, it just goes through this, that's all. We cannot be continuously happy. It is only pleasure. What we get out of senses is only pleasure, not happiness. We are basically confused between pleasure and happiness. Right? So this is very important to see. And yeah, a very good question again. And with this, I think we should be able to differentiate between pleasure and happiness. Whether universe is limited. Yes, sir. What do you think? Universe is limited or unlimited? Earth is limited. Okay, all the planets are limited. Stars are limited, even though they are countless possibly, but they are limited. Then what is unlimited? There must be something unlimited, which is space. Okay, so let's not worry too much about it right now. Space is unlimited. Within that space, there we have all the physical objects, physical things there basically. So, but all the physical things are limited. Okay, so yes, good question again. But in higher level workshops, we will understand what this space is and how these units are basically. In fact, everything, in fact, myself, my body, this entire universe is all embedded or submerged in space. Okay. How to remove, cope up with continuous thought process? Yes, I've answered that. Sir, madam, I was not able to participate in live sessions. Okay. Right. Okay. Yes, that's not a question to me, possibly to the organizers. Yes, I think somebody will address that question. If I leave, I'll be able to rejoin. Only organizer permits. Okay. Again. Sir, doesn't a sequence of temporary happiness can be a thought of continuous happiness? So if we are busy in fulfilling temporary happiness, automatically we will in the state of continuous happiness. Yes, sir, that is a confusion that we have again. So by eating food, yes, it is a need to have food in a regular intervals. But are we trying to get happiness out of it, or are we trying to nurture our body? If it is for getting happiness, then we are doomed. It cannot give you happiness. Can it? Of course, food is needed. I'm not saying it's not needed. It is needed not to get happiness, but to nurture our body. And if we have that understanding, we will try to be healthy, which is probably needed for self for continuous basis. I want to be healthy continuously. Yes, that is there. But are we trying to get happiness out of it? If it is so, then yeah, we are in problem. The problem is because we have assumed that my body is myself. We've been brought up like such a way that I am my body, and that's a gross misunderstanding that we have, and that's why this confusion is coming. That physical facilities Money will give me happiness. Physical facilities will give me comfort, will give me some protection, right utilization, enhance my bodily needs. That's all, nothing more. Sir, you need to verify this. It's a very important question, and we need to check whether we are trying to get happiness out of physical facilities. We are not able to see the questions. Others questions probably you may not be able to see. That's how this event is actually. When you self, do we concentrate on body, soul, or mind? Please explain. Yes, sir. Very good question. So we need to observe ourselves as well as our body. Both are needed. But what is the priority? Okay, to be healthy, yes, body needs to be observed. If there are any problems in our body, we need to observe that. We need to check whether there are any problems. It's my responsibility, my self responsibility to take care of my body. So body needs to be observed, definitely yes. But needs of the body are temporary. So if we ensure nutritious food for my body, rightly protect, rightly nurture, and rightly utilize my body, then that's okay. Which need not be done continuously, because food can be given like some part of the time in a day. Clothing, if I wear one time, that's it. I mean, rest of the day is taken care. And I need if I am in house, I am in house anyway. So I don't need to really worry about it. Most of the body things are mostly taken care. Some understanding is lacking. But how about self? Do we have full clarity on ourself? What is happening? Where are these desires coming from? What are the thoughts that I have? Why are they making me uncomfortable? Why am I feeling uncomfortable? Okay, so let me give you a couple of scenarios, right? What exactly is happening between myself and my body? Okay, let me take next slide to the next slide. Okay, so this is not what I wanted to tell. Okay, I'll tell you one small example here. Maybe I'll draw here, right? Okay, I think. Oops, sorry. All right. Okay. See one simple example here. Okay, a mosquito biting me and I killed it. Okay, in that scenario, what is happening in total with my body and myself? Okay, a mosquito came, right? Okay, so let me slide. I think, is there a way I can use my pen or point options? No, my mouse is also not right. I'll start using my. So there is a mosquito here, okay, which came in touch with my body here. Okay, I'm not good at writing. My mouse is also not working very well. Okay, so this mosquito is biting me. Okay, and there is some information, okay, through my body to myself. This is self here. Okay, so it's coming to myself. Okay, and this self, okay, so here at this part of the self is taking a decision. Okay, it is doing some harm to my body or not. Okay, so based on this decision, okay, this goes again to my body and body reacts. Okay, I ask my body to do something. So what I'll do is the hand will go and hit on this insect or mosquito. Then this will die. So there are so many actions that is happening. So one forward and one reverse. Okay, all this action is happening, right? In all these action, where is the major decision taking place at this point, right? If this wouldn't have happened, this is happening, by the way, this is happening continuously anyway. And sometimes we don't take the decision also. Maybe we may be engrossed so much in a movie or a game or something like that. Mosquito may be still be biting. It may be sucking our blood all the time. Sometimes even we may even get hurt. We may be bleeding also. We don't even realize that we are bleeding. Only when we realize, when we see that bodies got hurt, that's when we feel bad. We feel like, array, my body got hurt. That's when we feel the pain. Right? If this decision is not taken place, this wouldn't have happened, right? This wouldn't have happened. So same is with the other object, even with the other person also. Okay, the person is trying to curse me or doing something bad to me. Okay, I see this with my senses. Here it is my this is a touch basically, right? Sense is a touch here, skin. Here it is with vision, with my eye. Okay, I see this. And the other person is, telling some bad things about me, and it comes all the way here, and I take a decision. Whose decision is, if this person is misbehaving or he's angered or whatever it is, it's his problem. He is probably in some condition which is making it angry. And why am I bothered? Why should I be bothered? Right? Okay, these things also we need to understand, which actually we will try to understand this little more in detail when we talk about relationships with the other person. Okay, if I am bothered, whatever that this other guy is doing, then I'm in paratantrata or swatantrata. Somebody is else doing something and I am bothered by it. It is paratantra. I should be able to decide my own condition. I should be able to make my decision, which should be according to my natural acceptance, not by the others, right? And I react. If I react, this anger, if I also become anger on the other person, am I comfortable if I'm getting angry? My body is not comfortable. Sometimes we even get, BP, stressed and all that, right? So we will talk a little more about this when we are, talking about relationships, but this is what I wanted to convey there. So yeah, okay, let me go back to this slide again. Okay, so this recognizing and fulfilling thing, I'll give you one more example. Okay, so we were talking about how does a body recognize and fulfill, and how does a self knows, assumes, recognize and fulfills. I'll take another example. Let's say if I have to lift 25 kg guinea bag, like big basta kind of thing, right? I have to lift it, right? So what I do is, I assume right now, what I do is I assume that I will be able to, or my body will be able to lift it. So now what I do is I ask my body to lift the that bag, and what the body does, the hands and legs will be used, and I put it on my back. Okay, so the body is able to lift 25 kg bag easily. So it is able to recognize that it has some weight, and it is able to lift it. The bones, the muscles that I have is able to lift it. And so it is able to fulfill the action, recognize the other bag and fulfill its action. So now I have worked on basis on assuming, recognizing and fulfilling. Okay, now if I have to lift 50 kg, okay, that also I assume based on the other precondition that I had, that I was able to lift 25 kg. Now if I have 50 kg, that also I will be able to lift it. That's the assumption that I have. So now I try to lift 50 kg bag. What happens when I try to lift it? When it can possibly, with a great difficulty, I may get it on my back, and I suddenly collapse. My muscles and they don't cooperate, and I collapse. So what happened is, their body is able to recognize that it is much more weight. than body can actually withstand. So it is recognized that it is very heavy and it is not able to lift it. So it is fulfilled that it is not able to lift. So now what has happened in the self, assumption has become false. So when I'm talking about knowing the reality, knowing the reality means my body can at the most lift 40 kg of weight. That's it, and not more than that. That's the reality. I know what my body is and what it can lift. That's the reality. And if I give more, it will collapse. That I know, that is for sure. When my actions are depending on assumptions, then there is a problem. And most of the times when in our actions we do just by assumptions, recognizing and fulfilling, and that's where the problem is. And that's what all the assumptions from outside that comes, right? Either through senses or from some other people, other persons, they are based on preconditions. They are assumptions. They keep changing, and the conduct is indefinite just because of they keep changing. They are paratantra, right? Then what we need to do, understand, is knowing. That's where the reality is, and that's where the resolution is. Samadhan is that. That's where we can actually reach to the reality. And reality is reality. It is same for all. It is universal. It is by self-verification process, which is through natural acceptance, which is same for all. And if we live according to it, then see, of course, assumptions will come. Information will come from outside. And if those informations, when we make it as my understanding and make it as the reality, if I understand that reality as it is, then on the basis of knowing, my conduct will become definite. And that's when I'll be swatantra. I will not depend on what other person says. That may become as an information. But the reality is what I understood and I behave according to it. And that's where I become swatantra. My conduct will be definite. Definite conduct, human definite conduct is this. And this is what our education should facilitate. This is what our education sanskar really means. To be able to go from assumptions, recognizing and fulfilling, to knowing, assuming, recognizing and fulfilling, which leads to the samadhan, resolution. This is what we should be able to enable as a parent, as a teacher, in all our students and children. Right? So everything that we, assumption is one of the assumptions, basic assumption that we most of the times do is my body, I am my body only. And money gives me happiness. These are all some assumptions that we've been thrown into. We've been, preconditioned all these years. When I know that physical facility does not give me happiness, that's the knowing. So what actually gives me happiness is something more. It's the relationships. It's the feelings that I have, my understanding that I have about these feelings, which actually, when I ask you, when will you be happy? When you know something or when you don't know something? That itself says that when I know, I will be happy. And when we know, we can't really forget it. If we are forgetting things, right? It means that we don't know actually, which is based on assumptions. When we know, we will definitely live according to it. We assume that we know it. That also is a problem, a major problem. Okay, so let's try to understand. Okay, so little more about self and body. I am there. See, I exist. Myself exists. It's a conscious unit. And I am using my body as an instrument. Okay, self gives instructions to body, and body gives information back to the self in the form of sensation or using senses. Okay, so this exchange is also happening as long as our body is there continuously. Not continuously. Sorry, it may not be happening continuously. Otherwise, we may be aware of what is happening with our body. Just check how much time are we really aware that we have our body. Right now, we are only thinking. Do I really see that, what is happening to my legs? What is happening in my digestion inside? I am only thinking, which is happening in myself. We are not really aware that there is a body. It's obviously is not needed continuously. But I should be aware of myself is very important. Okay. So the same way I want to live with continuous happiness is the self requirement. And it's continuous. That's why we need to be aware of ourselves more than my bodily needs. Bodily needs are important, but then more than that is what is important is which is continuous. Physical facility is required for nurturing, protection, and right utilization of the body, nothing more. Okay, to understand and live in harmony at all 4 levels. Who needs to understand this? Who needs to understand about harmony in myself, harmony as an individual, harmony in my understanding about relationships in family, my role in society, and my responsibility towards nature? I need to understand. It should happen in myself, but I need to understand about all of these things. I need to understand entire existence. If I ask you, who wants to know? It's myself, right? And do you want to know everything or only little things, small things? Everyone wants to know everything, right? It's the self wants to know everything, but that can happen only if I understand myself. Cannot directly try to understand outside. And we can also see that who is actually seeing, who is actually doing, who is actually enjoying all these things. Okay, if you are seeing a movie, for example, right? Who is actually enjoying it? Body or myself? Right? The pleasure, even the pleasure that we get out of the objects, the taste or vision that we have, all of this, it's myself who is enjoying, who is actually seeing, who is doing, or who is either commanding, who is enjoying, who is experiencing. I just use my body as an instrument, just the way I use my car or my bike to drive it. I use my body to do certain things. I'm talking to you using my, my mouth, my vocal cord. Right? Otherwise, I would not be able to communicate. I would not be able to express my feelings. Right? So the central thing that human existence, what we humans have to understand, the main thing is the self. We've been mostly putting focus on the body. And it's just an instrument. It is important. We need to use the instrument, but much more important to it is the self. Right? So these are the gross misunderstandings that we have. Assume that human being is just a body. And there are self needs like respect, trust, affection, happiness, knowledge. And we try to get respect from physical facilities. If I go to a 5-star hotel in a BMW car, I get respect. Are we trying to get respect or attention or anything else? If it's the same nutritious food in a 5-star hotel or at home, it's only the body that gets nurtured in the same way. If it's equally nutritious, when where is the respect coming from here? Right? So yeah, and this unlimited thing we have to understand. If it's for body, nothing is unlimited. Nothing is unlimited. And self, yes, there are continuous needs, and we need to work on that. Okay. So just because we misunderstood the needs of the body and needs of the self, just because they are continuous in nature, the needs of the self, we understood just because we assumed that body is myself. This because of these continuous needs in the self, we are trying to accumulate these physical things more and more because we want unlimited things like happiness, and we are trying to get that from bodily needs, which unfortunately they are all limited, and we cannot get continuously happiness out of that limited things. It's not possible, and that's why we never understood what prosperity is, and that's why we keep on accumulating physical things. We try to get happiness. We change. Sometimes if we eating rasgulla doesn't make me happy continuously, we try to go for something else after that. One movie, how much ever comedy it is, we cannot see the same movie all the time. It may not be as comedy as the next time, but we change another movie, but that also is not giving me happiness. So keep on changing it. So it's not giving me happiness. It's only some information that is giving it. That leads to deprivation and leads to all the problems that we have. Okay, so let me take few other questions. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so let me take few other questions here. All right, any questions that we have? Is soul more important than body always, or equally treated? So, ma'am, Jayalakshmi ma'am, so it's yes, both are important, and yeah, we need to see which one is more important. Okay, so check if your bodily needs are also important. If you need to have more, physical things for your protection, for nurturing your body and rightly utilizing your body, yes, focus on that. Yes, definitely, that is needed. But check whether they are needed continuously or not. Okay, if they are not there, yes, it's our responsibility to get them, all the physical things that are needed for our body to nurture, protection, and right utilization. And after that, if they are ensured, if we are trying to get happiness out of it, then there is a problem. And the happiness is the requirement of the self. Okay, so if we are and it is needed continuously. So now it's time to focus more on the self, because it's the needs of the self are continuous. Yes. How to control monkey mind? Okay. Yes, sir. Not sure what exactly you meant by monkey mind. Yeah, see, what I understood is it's wandering all around, right? Okay, so now sometimes I want rasgulla, sometimes I want, some other food, mirchi bhaji or pav bhaji or, gulab jamun, and trying to get happiness out of this and trying to get a lot of things. And I'm just going here and there, not understanding, I'm still not getting happiness just because it's not possible. It's not possible to get happiness out of it. That's the monkey mind possibly you are talking about. And for that, yeah, this workshop, understanding that my body is different, the needs of the body are different, and the bodily needs are temporary, limited, and the self needs are continuous. And that's where I need to understand more. If we have that understanding, then we will focus more on self. And if we understand self, all the feelings that I have, as I said, when we go towards knowing and work according to that, our behavior will be definite. It will not be a monkey mind again. I guess this is what you are talking about. Okay, so basic rule is knowing, and based on that, assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling. Knowing what? Knowing that my self and body are coexisting. Self needs are continuous in nature, like happiness and affection, trust, respect, and all these things are continuous, and that's where I need to concentrate more on. And body needs are physical, physiochemical things, just the way body is, and they are temporary and limited. Okay, so how do we recognize which is temporary in our life with regard to self? How do we recognize which is temporary in our life? All the bodily things are temporary, and all the self needs, happiness is continuous. Respect is continuous. Just as I said yesterday, even when we are sleeping, if we are dreaming, if there is a dream that one of our friends is cursing me, will that be a good dream? It will be a bad dream, or rather we call it as a nightmare. We don't want such kind of dreams. So it means that respect is needed continuously, which is for myself. So all the needs of the self are continuous. If it is not, then it is not the need of the self, as simple as that. Okay, so for example, anger. Even though it happens in self, it is not the need of the self. Do we want it? Do we want to be angered? Jealous? Do we want to have jealousy? No, we don't. None of us want it. It's not naturally acceptable. Okay, so they are not needed, even for a second, for example. But then we do get all that. Okay, that is because on our lack of understanding. See, simple. Let me tell you in a very simple way. If we have a problem in ourself, if we have some unhappiness, if we get very uncomfortable within, it is because of my lack of understanding, nothing more. Nothing more, nothing from outside should be affecting me. If I am becoming unhappy from outside, it is because of my lack of understanding. Simple. Okay. Unfortunately, we are looking outside for happiness, getting unhappiness from outside. From getting happiness, see, basically unhappiness is what? Lack of happiness. Right? All these feelings, that negative feelings that we are talking about, anger is lack of trust. Disrespect is lack of respect. Jealousy is again lack of affection. Opposition, feeling of opposition is lack of affection. All of this, there is nothing called as negative feeling actually. It is what we create because of lack of our understanding. Okay, we will talk about these feelings tomorrow in detail. But yeah, I mean, basically what I want to convey is, if there is something bad happening, it is my understanding which is a problem. My lack of understanding. Okay, so being aware his own perception, how will we ensure it is correct? Yes, it's very important. Yeah, how to ensure that it is my understanding is correct. Okay, we will talk about perception. Perception, assumptions, these are all pretty much the same, and they keep changing. Okay, so what we are talking about here is universal. Okay, that's why we call this workshop as universal human values. Why is it universal? Because it is same. What we are talking about here is reality. Reality has to be same. When we talk about respect, it is the same for all. It has to be same for all. That's when I understand respect, you understand respect, and there is a definite behavior according to it. If I behave with it, when I give respect, I become happy. When someone else gives me respect, I become happy again. Gives me mutual happiness, self-verification process. Okay, it can be applied for everyone and see if everyone is becoming happy or not. And there is no question of perception or assumption there. It becomes reality then. If I understand, we've still not gotten complete understanding of respect yet, but I'm saying that, you know, if I understand the reality of respect, then where is the issue? Right? Nobody will actually say that, why is he unnecessarily giving me respect? Nobody will say that. Will you say that? So respect actually leads to mutual happiness. If I understand that, I will give respect with that understanding. And that understanding we will get tomorrow. Anyway. How to live in present? Yes, very good question. We are actually living in present. We are just not conscious about it. Okay, whatever that I am talking now. Okay, am I conscious? Okay, or is it something else that is guiding me? Okay, something like preconditions or something like somebody else has told me. All of this, you know, to be conscious in the present, to live in present, the only option is to see what is happening in myself. Okay, this again we will discuss in the next session. Harmony in myself. Where all these preconditions? What all the information that I am getting? What all the desires that I'm having? Where all these thoughts? Why is there a conflict? Why is there a conflict in my desires, thoughts, and selections that I do? Choices that I make. Okay, so pain is related to body or self. Yes, check, sir. Is it okay? If the pain, this is some, as I said, like, sometimes we don't even see the pain, feel the pain. We may be bleeding also when we are too much engrossed in a movie or a game or playing a football or cricket or whatever. We may even bleed. We may be even bleeding, but we don't even realize that I am bleeding, and that time pain is not there because myself has not seen it. Okay, only when I make a concentration on that portion of my body where it got hurt, that's when I start getting the pain. So now you tell me, who is getting the pain, either myself or the body? Body is just getting damaged. Okay, so which part of our body? Okay, so yeah, I think you're talking about the pain. Okay, so the pain, we can actually see which part of the body is getting pain or which part of the body is got damaged, and the pain happens in the self. We can actually realize, yeah, I mean, the self is recognizing that, okay, my leg got injured. Who is realizing that? Self only, not the body by itself. Body just gets damaged and it cannot function as it needs to when it gets damaged. Right, concerns on mind, heart, and brain. Yes, so everything is coexisting, ma'am, Jayalakshmi ma'am. So everything in our body is coexisting. We only need to understand that. For example, a nose as a smell. In fact, if you look at all the cells in my body, there are cells. I mean, if there are any biology students here, they'll see that there are human cells, body cells, and they are exactly the same. The skin cells are exactly same everywhere on my body. They are exactly the same. The functionality that they do is depending on the location it is at. The body cell at nose performs certain action, at eyes does something else, at legs it does something else. It's the beauty of it. The body is so beautiful, beautiful instrument, and it's performing exactly the way it should be. And did I do anything for it other than nurturing, giving enough good food? Did I do anything for it to function exactly like that? It is so beautifully made. So are we seeing that it's my responsibility to take care of my body? Who is responsible for it? Okay, food is for body, but the soul, mind also needs to be fed. Okay, in which category will it qualify? Yeah, so when we are saying that self also needs to be fed with what? Okay, fed with knowledge. Yes, if it is knowledge that you're talking about, yes, it has to be fed with knowledge. I mean, this natural acceptance is anyway there. And, when we ask, do we want to have knowledge? Yes, we all say that we want to have knowledge, but do we have it? No, we didn't get it yet completely. And when do we get it? When we access our natural acceptance. When we continuously access our natural acceptance, when we are aware of ourselves continuously. Okay, we will again discuss this a little more in detail. How to be conscious for having attention to our body as a teacher or a student. So yes, I mean, there are many tools to be conscious about our body. Something like there are tools like meditation, tools like pranayama, which actually not only is for our body but also to access a better energy and all that. There are some tools, but it's up to you to be conscious, and what is good for your body you can access, you do that. but it's more about how to be healthy is what I'm assuming what you are saying, right? Okay, or Shadripu, Rag, Lobh, Moh are part of self or the body. Sir, these are some of the feelings that you are talking about. Okay, so these feelings that happen in myself. Okay, see, when we are attached to, or when we assume that I am my body, these are all the natural outcomes. Lobe, lobe is like being, expecting profit, and profit, and I trying to become happy out of that, right? And rag is like, getting attached to something. So I don't exactly know what the exact meanings of it, but you can see that these are all some of these. Moha is getting attached to the other person. Okay, so too much attached to the other person. Okay, so moha, better than moha is we need to have affection or love. Okay, these are some of the feelings. Moha is if we are getting too much attached, when the person leaves, we will be very unhappy. Okay, when there is affection, that unhappiness may not be there. Yes, I mean, we need to work on that. I mean, it's not so easy. Yes, but yeah, we need to work on that. Physical things may be continuous, but self is temporary. Sir, we need to think about it. We need to explore that. Okay, physical things. See, we will talk about it more in detail when we talk about nature. See, there are atoms and molecules. The atoms that we are talking about, they are there. Yes, they exist continuously. They are there. They exist. Okay, but just the way atoms and molecules, the material that we have, they compose and decompose. They change. They change to one form to the other form. And just like our body also, grows, it composes. In fact, within our body itself, there are so many cells that gets newly created and they die also. So it keeps happening. But then at one time or the other, the entire body has to die. It becomes useless. That's when I leave my body. The self leaves the body. Okay, it's very important to understand that. But self is continuous because its needs are continuous. Okay, so I mean, let's not go into deep. It's very advanced level workshops. We can't really discuss about this. I think it will lead to some other big questions, but yeah. Okay, shirt is needed to body, but who decides the color, design, cost of it? It's not self. Is it not self? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, everything that we do with our body, for our body, it's the self that decides. I am the seer, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. Myself is all what does that. But it is for the body and it is not for happiness. Okay. Are you able to see this difference? Right? Yes, self is, shirt is needed for the body. Decision is made by me, myself. And based on that decision, I will be happy or unhappy. If I'm, wearing this shirt or using the food for nurturing and protecting and rightly utilizing, I will be prosperous. And if I'm trying to get happiness out of it, I'll become unhappy. If I have that understanding, I will be happy. Unfortunately, we don't see that. That's when, we have the problems. What about subconscious mind status? Yes. Okay, so this is again something that we will discuss in the next session when we talk about harmony in self. Okay, Hari sir will explain you in detail about that. And there is a subconscious mind. Yes, we need to access it. Natural acceptance that we are talking about is a subconscious mind, right? That is telling something that nutrition is important, but our mind is saying that no, taste is important, and we are selecting based on our mind. Okay, there is subconscious mind. We are seeing that, right? So why is it told that health is wealth? Yes, yeah, these are all some preconditions that needs to be verified. And if it is so, let's accept that. If it is reality, let's accept that. Okay. So possibly if we have health, we can earn. See, if I'm ill health, so many people have lost their jobs because of this corona pandemic, right? And if that health is there in every human being, then yeah, everybody would be working and would be earning. If I am in good health, I will be able to do a lot of physical work, either farming or good work, right? Good physical work, and that's when I can have good wealth. If that health is not there, wealth is not there, and both are for the body only, right? Health and wealth, right? So yeah, body requires food. What is the food for self? Yeah, I think I answered this kind of. The food, it's not the food actually. Something is needed for the self, which is knowledge, right understanding. Right understanding and right feelings. Okay. By the term self, do you mean the soul or the inner being? Yes, whatever name that you want to give, you can give, sir. No problem with it. Here in this workshop, we are naming it as self or I. And realizing that it is there and it is different from the body and it is coexisting with the body. Body is not coexisting with self. I am coexisting with my body. So that, okay, so it needs to understood. That's all. The names can be anything. Right. What about modulus operandi of this system? Which system are you talking about? Okay, I probably don't understand this question better. Intellect is part of the brain or mind. Yes. Who is intelligent? Okay. Who is intelligent? Are we able to exhibit this intelligence? See, some part of the, like, for example, I get a heart stroke. Okay. And my body dies. Who dies? Body dies, right? Body dies. And intellect can still be there. It's just that I will not be able to exhibit it because my body is not there. Right. So, I mean, this is something that we can explore ourselves. This is something that we need to explore ourselves. Not that I can tell you. Okay, we can, whatever that I told you so far, am I able to see all that? There are several parts in myself. There are, just like the way I have so many parts in my body. And there are certain activities where there are desires are happening, where there are certain place where there are thoughts are happening. There is a certain place where there are choices that I'm making, aswadan, so the taste, information of taste that is getting that are coming into my body or myself, right? Okay, what is the difference between physiochemical things and materiological things, which helps in right feelings? Okay, physiochemical things, material things, both physical, chemical things are all materials only. Okay, there's no doubt in that. But which helps in right feeling. Okay, so with the physical things, we cannot possibly get the right feelings. We cannot, I mean, understand the right feelings. But if we understand the prosperity, of course, prosperity is a feeling about the physical facilities. Okay, so I think that's what you are asking about. Yes, the prosperity is a feeling that I have more than required physical facility. That happens in the self, but it is about the physical facilities or physical things. Does our mind always exist in coexistence pattern? Yes, in fact, yesterday's session I talked about every other order in this universe, like material order, plant order, animal order. They are already coexisting with each other. They are already in coexistence. Only the human, in fact, the body is also coexisting within itself, right? The body is functioning exactly the way it should be, as long as we keep it healthy. Okay, that's a clause that I have. As long as we keep it healthy, the body is doing whatever it is supposed to be. The digestion is happening all by itself. The blood flow. Okay, so many things are already happening. Other than giving food, I've not done anything to it. It's already in coexisting. So now the self also is coexisting with it. There are, thoughts, desires that are happening continuously in it, and it is coexisting with the body as long as the body is in healthy. That's the clause I was talking about. Right? What is the difference between mind and brain? Mind is associated with thinking, and brain is capacity of solving problem. So yes, this needs to be explored a little further. I leave it to you to explore. Basically, brain is a physical thing. Okay, that is only carrier. It just like our senses to brain, and brain senses is from our body to external world. Okay, brain is from the body to self. Okay, but it is still physical, and brain does not do anything other than carrying the information. It does not solve the problem. It helps to solve the problem by carrying the information to the self. Okay, what is the difference between mind and brain? Mind is non-physical, brain is physical. Brain that exists in our body, mind exists in our self. And both are two different parts. My brain is one part in the body, mind is one part in the self. Okay, why is mechanism of realizing dopamine? Okay, yes, all these chemicals. I've not read your question completely, but then I think I got the gist of it. Yes, we are all talking about this, dopamine and so many chemicals. I don't know. I'm not much into that part, but because of my happiness, these chemicals are released, or because of these chemicals released, am I becoming happy? Unfortunately, our current science, our current technology is saying that when we release this dopamine, I will be happy, or I don't know what these names are. Also, I don't exactly know, but yes, we need to look at that. It is my happiness is with my understanding only, not based on any chemicals. If I have that understanding, if I become happy, then obviously my body reacts. These chemicals will be released. Unfortunately, our science is telling us in a reverse way. Yes, we need to, explore that a little further. It's seen that oftenly that body and self of human does not coexist. Once body is healthy, strong, self is not good, respectable to the others. Yes. So we will understand a little more in detail about respect, and it is about my understanding. How I understand about health. I keep my body that well. If I understand that nutrition is priority, I will keep my body healthy by giving nutritious food. I will nurture my body well. That's when my body will be in good shape. Same is with myself also. If I give right knowledge, right understanding, right feelings, then my conduct, I will be happy and my conduct will be according to that. Okay. Right. Is brain only the storage? How can we recall the previous birth? Okay. So this is, see, this previous birth and next birth and all that. Let's not worry too much about it. Okay. Let's worry about what we are now, which is more important. Why are we bothered about our previous just birth or reincarnation or whatever it is? Let's worry about now, right? And let's once we understand the current situation that I am in, the present birth that I have for the body that I have, maybe I can get that answer eventually, whether I do take rebirth or who is taking rebirth, my body or myself. In fact, why don't I remember all the things that I have done yesterday? Do I remember all the things that I've done yesterday completely? Or 1 year back, 1 week back, 1 month back? No, right? When I don't remember what happened completely yesterday itself, how will I remember what happened in the previous, incarnation or whatever that I had? this journey itself, I have not completely remember. And there is a memory, of course, there is a memory, but we give priorities. What I should remember, only those I remember. It's my decision what I should remember. Okay, if I don't want to remember anything, I don't want to remember, I don't remember. It's my decision. Okay, so what my answer? Dynamic, yes. Pav Bhaji is not good for health. Yes. Okay. Sir, while focusing on self, this is the last question that I will take. While focusing on the self, there is absolute silence. At that point, there is neither choice or thoughts. However, the question asked, who requires trust, respect, answer of self comes. My question is, do we need to ask such questions really? Yes, if we want to be happy always, what are the do we realize that these are the activities that are happening continuously? There are desires. In fact, I want to be happy continuously itself is a desire. When I say that I want to be happy is a desire, I want is a desire. I want to be happy continuously is a desire that is there continuously. Desires are there continuously. And the same way, how can I be happy continuously? Are the thoughts that I get. Okay, if I give respect, I will be happy. If I have the feeling of respect, I will be happy. If I trust the other person, I will be happy. If I show affection, I will be happy. If I show anger, if I get anger, I will not be happy. Okay, so these are all the thoughts that I get. And there are some thoughts that are conflicting. Not getting angry is a conflicting thought, which is not naturally acceptable. So it is very important to be aware of myself at every point. That's why we need to live in the present. Right now, whatever that I am saying, it's the decision that I am making. And am I seeing whether it is conflicting within myself or not? And this conflicts, we need to check every moment, every time. Do this self-verification process continuously all the time. Because what we need is to be continuously happy. And that happens only when the step 2 process, right? I live according to, I understand what I see what my natural acceptance is, and I live according to natural acceptance, which leads to mutual happiness and mutual prosperity. That's my want, but that's my desire. And I need to check that every time because I want to be happy continuously. Right. So maybe one more question, sir. Please give me answer. Why we can't see any Q&A? Sir, that's how it is. I think that's a question to the organizers. I think I will also take it forward. Okay, is the working of our body is metamorphical or to the working of the universe, like following the sequences? Yes. So there are certain activities that are happening in myself continuously, and they are there. They are happening at various levels, various stages, and all these will be addressed in the next session. So with that, I will conclude this session for today. Thank you so much. I hope it was useful to me, useful to you, and everyone. And again, let me my name is Giri, and thank you for helping me to make you understand, and it improves my understanding as well. When I'm talking to you, I'm trying to look into myself and trying to understand this myself also, trying to explore within myself also. It's an opportunity for me to look into myself. Thank you so much once again.